Hi, and welcome to this episode of Zeitgeist podcast with Niklas and Flo. Hi, I'm Niklas.
Hi, I'm Flo.
Today we're going to talk about Labubus, and I would have to say again, because we already recorded an episode which said we had terrible voice. That's really sad because now they have actually reached Europe, and last time we talked, they were really this thing in Miami. Still, can you walk me through it again? What are Labubus?
So it seems that Labubu is a trend invented by a company. It's called Pop Mart. I can tell you, we recorded the last episode like 2 weeks ago, and it's still impossible to get them. So I first heard about them on TikTok, and I saw like crazy videos about people lining up in front of a vending machine to get one of these. And, the scalpers, they already got hands on them. Funny, you can buy this little figures for 20 to 40 bucks, depending on what kind of edition you get. And then you can sell them on StockX or any other platform for, I don't know, 10 times the price, sometimes even more, sometimes less, as I said, depending on the edition. There are some Labubus wearing like Louis Vuitton stuff. There are some Labubu collaboration with Coca-Cola. I don't know what really the target group is because I see a lot of grown-ups having Labubus hanging as a keychain on their back. I asked my daughter, she said like every kid in first grade, second grade is having a Labubu. I guess this is like just the trend as it was in the 90s with Pokemon, yo-yos, and Tamagotchi and all the other stuff we had when we grew up.
It's totally crazy. I mean, I looked them up and I found this photo and I first of all couldn't understand them. They look a little cute, but I like yesterday I think I read something on X where somebody jokingly said, "Okay, I will stop building startups and just go into the Labubu trade, basically." Because they are selling for $1,000, some of them, I think, which are very rare, and it's really strange to me at first. Yeah.
My attention is saying that this trend will gone at one point. I mean, this happens to almost everything. Nowadays, no one is collecting yo-yos anymore. I mean, there are still people collecting Pokemon cards, but it's different than what we had back in the days. Not sure how long this trend will stay alive. I guess it's funny. It's not like super expensive. It's not like, if you get hands on like, retail, you can definitely get one for 20 bucks, 30 bucks. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm watching out, and because I wanted to see somebody actually having it on the backpacks, and I'm
So you're
still not
still
seeing it here in Hamburg,
no.
Germany. I think it's still not really arrived. I think we have to definitely go back in a few weeks because I'm sure it will come over. Like maybe I should now start buying them before they become that popular, but I'm quite sure we're just late. And then, I mean, can you do something with them? Is there
No,
something
it's,
to
it's
them?
just a keychain. I'm not even sure if you can change clothes or something. I guess it's like a nice collectible for some people. As I said, it is really hard to get them. I download the app and it's impossible to buy something. It's also like kind of weird. Have like you have like a tray with 6 different boxes, and then you have to choose one, and you get a countdown, and it's telling you this box is reserved, and then you try another one. It's also a countdown, and then even if you wait until the countdown is down, it says this one is gone, or the countdown starts with 5 minutes again. It's just a frustrating, uh, you know, shopping experience.
Yeah, they really must have figured out marketing like Supreme or some. It sounds a lot like the streetwear labels, like Supreme, for example.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that the founder of PopSmart also jumped through a lot of hoops. I read his story that he had to, tried to get some money back in the days. No one really wanted to do business with him. Then he got in debt about $30,000, and now he is like worth millions.
Yeah, and I think that's a bit the story. I mean, we both know that if you want to start something, the beginning is always hard. And I imagine it's super hard for something that goes viral later. I think because the curve is so unpredictable and steep. So I think that is pretty clear. But did it start with some famous person starting to wear them? Did you spot that?
No. I just saw, as I said, for me, the first time I saw that was when I saw a lot of TikToks with people lining up at this vending machines. And, then I got way more and more aware of what's going on with this. I also saw, I've been to Orlando recently, and I saw like in some shops that they are selling like a lot of fakes, save some money, get smarter, not smarter, more cute Labubus for less money. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
so
guess
I
this is always a sign that this is a real big trend when you see a lot of fakes also coming up.
yeah, I just took a look, and it seems like a Hong Kong Belgian artist basically started this, who did a series, like TikTok series as well, and that's what you said as well, right? So he started this, and then um, basically he collaborated, if I understand it right, with Pop Mart, and they then turned this into a designer toy and collectible. So there's a bit of a story behind it, and the original thing seems to be a series called The Monsters, um, which he created basically as this artist back in 2015, which is inspired by some Nordic folklore. So there's a bit of a big background story to it. And if you think about it, I mean, 2015, it's 10 years ago, right? So this trend basically until the viral liftoff, it took 10 years, or even when they started 2019, like you said, it's another 6 years that they moved until they had this gigantic success. And maybe I will get a Labubu as well. I mean, they seem interesting, and I'm also still wearing my Yeezys. Might as well stock up on Labubus.
So yeah, let us know when you get hands on this.
Did your daughter already get one?
No. As I said, I tried just for fun to get one on the app. It was
Yeah.
impossible. I have no clue where these machines are located. I believe we have one like 40 minutes drive far away from me. I will probably not drive there just to go in line for a vending machine and then see that everything is sold out. I would definitely not pay more what it's like on retail. So I will not pay a reseller for a Labubu. I just checked prices on StockX. Like the cheapest ones with all the fees and everything, you're paying $60 instead of 25. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea.
It's a bit like the NFT trend, right? Now again with a physical asset, it feels like.
I burned so much money with the NFTs. I don't want to even talk about it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, probably comparatively, you lost little to what some other people lost.
Probably, but with a Labubu, you have something physically in your hand. So I guess this is at least not that big of a feeling as a loss than what you got with NFTs.
Yeah, and you can still give it to your children, right, to play with if you don't want to have it. Then they have an expensive toy, but I think generally speaking, would still be feasible, right?
So I
Yeah,
guess we'll
any
have to
final
see.
comments on this topic? Do you think the trend will last for another few months? Will they come up with something follow up, or is it a one-hit
I
wonder?
don't know. I mean, I sent you this article from a German newspaper who wrote about it, that this one is now a trend in Europe. When you said that you didn't even saw anyone wearing them yet in Germany, I believe it will take a few more weeks to maybe go viral in Germany too. I mean, there are probably a lot of people who will say, so this will not be a trend here, and this looks ugly, and I don't like Labubus and so on and so on. But I mean, we saw it all the time that when a trend comes from the Asian market or from the US market, and Europe is writing about it, at some point people will try to get hands on this. So I'm pretty sure in a few weeks, more and more people will have Labubus on their backpacks. And I'm also pretty sure in a few months, no one will care about them anymore, because then the next trend will be born.
Yeah, I'm also 100% sure that this trend will pick up here. We are always a bit later to the party on these kind of things, but it picks up. The wave kind of arrives here a little later.
Give
Yeah,
us some updates.
yeah, I'll give some updates. Do you already have on the Labubu? Write it in the comments. This was this episode of Zeitgeist podcast. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.